Imagine navigating an elite world of multi-million-dollar estates, six-figure luxury accessories, and extreme privileges, all while trying to convince the public that you are just an ordinary citizen. For years, the world bought the carefully crafted myth of a down-to-earth lifestyle. But behind closed doors, a massive hidden paper trail was quietly building, and the staggering reality of what has actually been spent is finally threatening to break wide open. You'll want to stay tuned until the very end of this video, because the final piece of this financial puzzle reveals a shocking shift that changes everything for Princess Beatrice's future. If you love diving into the deep, untold stories behind the headlines, do us a quick favor. Drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button to join our inner circle. Let's unravel what's really happening behind palace doors. The true scale of a multi-million-dollar royal lifestyle isn't found in public parades. It's hidden in the astronomical bills accumulated before a child even takes their first breath. While ordinary families across Britain rely on the free care of the NHS, Beatrice chose a path of absolute opulence to welcome her daughter, Sienna. Rumors indicate that long before the delivery date, a financial blueprint was drawn up that left the public absolutely stunned. Beatrice completely bypassed standard medical care, opting instead for the ultra-exclusive Kensington wing at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. This isn't just a maternity ward, it's a five-star luxury fortress for the elite. Insiders say patients here are treated to flat-screen TVS, designer toiletries, and a bespoke post-birth menu featuring fine champagne. The cost for this level of pristine midwife-led luxury? Reports suggest it ranges anywhere from $11,000 to over $13,500 for just a few days. But the spending didn't stop at the hospital doors. In fact, that was just the opening act. To handle the daily upbringing of little Sienna, Beatrice did what only the world's wealthiest can do. She hired a legendary Norland nanny. These aren't typical babysitters. Norland graduates are elite, highly trained specialists who look like Mary Poppins but possess advanced skills in defensive driving and anti-surveillance. This level of prestige comes with an eye-watering price tag, with annual salaries easily commanding between $53,000 and $89,000 a year. According to sources, Beatrice was so determined to secure the absolute best that she booked her Norland nanny months before Sienna was even born, shelling out over $1,000 a week just for prep work. On top of that, she splashed out an extra $250 a night for a dedicated maternity nurse to handle the late-night wake-up calls. This extreme, hyper-luxurious approach to parenting immediately drew intense public scrutiny, with critics wondering how a non-working royal justifies such staggering overheads. Yet, raising a child surrounded by five-star luxury is only half the battle. To match the elite presentation of her high-priced staff, Beatrice needed a personal wardrobe that broadcast pure wealth to the world, leading to a multi-million-dollar style transformation that completely redefined royal indulgence. True visual transformation on the world stage doesn't come cheap. It requires an astronomical fortune spent entirely on keeping up appearances. While the public was long led to believe Beatrice lived a relatively modest lifestyle for a non-working royal, a glance at her staggering personal wardrobe reveals a vastly different reality. Reports suggest that her transformation from a frequent target of fashion critics to topping elite style lists was paved with millions of dollars in designer labels. The baseline for her everyday public appearances is defined by premier international fashion houses. Insiders say she frequently steps out in pieces from high-end labels like Zimmermann, Valentino, and Louis Vuitton, where individual garments routinely command thousands of dollars. According to sources, a single glamorous sequin gown she debuted by designer Markarian carried an eye-watering price tag exceeding $5,000, demonstrating a level of daily luxury that few on earth could ever imagine. But high-end fabrics are only a fraction of her extreme wardrobe expenditures. The true gravity of her spending is captured in her choice of high-priced accessories. When attending the historic coronation of King Charles III, rumors indicate her jewelry selection included 18-carat rose gold pink, sapphire earrings from luxury jeweler Garrard, ordinarily retailing for a staggering $46,000. Because Beatrice famously does not have pierced ears, it is claimed she had to shell out substantial additional sums just to custom modify the priceless jewels to fit her, turning an already elite accessory into an even larger financial statement. This level of opulence seamlessly matches the staggering assets she carries daily. Estimates from ring specialists suggest her central 3-carat diamond engagement ring, gifted by multimillionaire property mogul Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, is valued at up to $177,000. Experts emphasize that its royal legacy ensures its value will only skyrocket over time, positioning her personal collection far above other high-profile family figures. Yet, a massive price tag doesn't always guarantee a universal fashion hit. In one of the most famous public spectacles in modern memory, Beatrice arrived at a major royal wedding wearing a highly controversial, custom-designed Philip Treacy fascinator that reportedly cost over $2,000. The bold piece instantly went viral, drawing intense global mockery. But in a brilliant pivot that shocked royal observers, she flipped the internet controversy into a massive win, auctioning the infamous hat on eBay for an unbelievable $130,000. For critics, this ability to effortlessly navigate 6-figure luxury items highlights an immense detachment from the ordinary citizens she claims to relate to. However, parading around the globe in multi-thousand-dollar designer garments requires a level of physical protection that everyday people could never dream of securing, triggering a fierce behind-the-scenes war over who would actually foot the bill for her safety. You cannot protect an elite lifestyle without an army of heavily armed guards, and the brutal battle over who actually pays for Beatrice's protection has triggered a massive civil war at the very top of the monarchy. For years, the public was entirely unaware of the astronomical sums being spent just to keep her safe while she traveled the world. According to sources, her 24-hour police escort cost a staggering $634,000 every single year. The taxpayer footed the entire bill, despite Beatrice having absolutely zero official public duties. But the gravy train came to a screeching halt when top police officials raised the alarm over the exorbitant costs. Reports suggest that King Charles III personally intervened, executing a ruthless cost-cutting campaign that stripped Beatrice of her taxpayer-funded security entirely. The decision left her father, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, absolutely enraged. Insiders say he desperately scrambled to keep the guards, vowing to pay the massive $500,000 annual salary out of his own pocket to keep his daughters protected. But paying for private high-level security is a massive financial burden that few families can sustain forever. Just when it looked like Beatrice would have to travel like an ordinary citizen, rumors indicate a secret committee quietly stepped in. A specialized group known as RAVEC reportedly reinstated her taxpayer-funded police protection for major public events, slipping the massive bill right back to the British public. Critics are completely stunned, arguing that funding security for a non-working royal is an absolute slap in the face to ordinary citizens. Yet, with an elite security detail firmly locked down, Beatrice was completely free to take her luxury lifestyle across global borders entirely unchecked, embarking on a series of jaw-dropping international holidays that left the world questioning where the money was really coming from. Taking 15 luxury vacations in a single year while claiming to be a hard-working citizen is a level of indulgence most people can barely fathom. Yet, that is exactly the reputation Beatrice managed to build for herself. For years, her relentless globe-trotting habits have left the public deeply uncomfortable, transforming her into one of the most heavily scrutinized figures in the family. Reports suggest that her intense schedule of high-end holidays once racked up a jaw-dropping bill of $380,000 in just 12 months. From the exclusive ski slopes of Verbier, Switzerland, to elite beach clubs in Ibiza, her playground has always been completely global. Insiders say that when royal authors and the media heavily criticized her constant jet-setting, Beatrice was reportedly horrified. She firmly believed her travel schedule was entirely a private matter, but the lavish getaways only grew more exclusive. Rumors indicate she frequently escaped to high-profile destinations like Jordan, embedding herself with an ultra-wealthy inner circle of Hollywood stars, pop icons, and billionaire tech executives. Yet, Trying to maintain a relatable image while living out of five-star luxury resorts is a nearly impossible tightrope to walk. According to sources, she openly complained in high-profile interviews about the struggle of building a career under intense public scrutiny. But critics quickly pointed out that ordinary professionals don't routinely take multi-week breaks on the world's most expensive superyachts. More recently, reports have surfaced of highly secretive, high-budget escapes to Saint-Tropez, Rome, and private castles in Austria, with accommodation costs alone rivaling the annual salary of an average citizen. This non-stop pursuit of global luxury has fueled intense speculation about the true depth of her financial resources. But while she was busy jetting from one international hotspot to the next, back home, a massive government investigation was quietly exposing her biggest financial secret of all, shattering the illusion that she was paying her own way once and for all. Living entirely rent-free in a historic 16th-century palace while the rest of the country faces a massive housing crisis is a privilege that almost defies belief. For years, the public was led to believe that Beatrice was fully paying her own way, operating as a modern, independent woman who handled her own monthly bills. But an explosive report by the National Audit Office shattered that carefully constructed narrative entirely. According to sources, the true cost of her sprawling St. James's Palace apartment was quietly being covered by secondary financial structures, keeping her completely shielded from the crushing real estate market. The public image of the self-made, relatable professional dissolved almost instantly under the weight of the data. Insiders say a non-royal attempting to secure an equivalent multi-room residence in that exclusive London district would face a staggering bill of over $317,000 a year. While early reports claimed Beatrice paid a heavily discounted rate of around $25,000 annually, the newly uncovered audit data suggests even that modest amount was frequently absorbed by external funding sources. This hidden financial safety net allowed her to split her time between a historic royal court and a recently acquired $4 million country estate in the ultra-wealthy Cotswolds. But maintaining two massive luxury properties simultaneously requires a steady stream of capital that official records simply cannot account for. Rumors indicate that her country mansion features 6 massive bedrooms, a restored luxury barn, and a private swimming pool, sitting comfortably in an area frequently dubbed a playground for global billionaires. As public frustration over these hidden real estate privileges reaches a definitive boiling point, the pressure on her entire immediate family is turning into an existential threat. With the traditional funding streams of the monarchy facing unprecedented levels of transparency, her ultra-luxury lifestyle is rapidly moving toward a high-stakes crossroads that could permanently change her future on the global stage. The sheer volume of wealth flowing through every chapter of Beatrice's life makes one thing undeniably clear. The carefully maintained illusion of a down-to-earth, relatable professional has completely dissolved. From the moment of her daughter's 5-star arrival to her multi-million-dollar wardrobe, her state-of-the-art security details, and her constant international luxury retreats, her daily reality has been entirely funded by an ultra-elite safety net. But as the recent government audits pull back the curtain on these massive hidden privileges, the financial foundation that allowed her to live like a global billionaire without any public responsibilities is fast turning into her biggest liability. With her immediate family already stripped of their core titles and the public demanding absolute financial transparency, the doors to the royal vault are closing faster than ever before. It leaves the world facing an uncomfortable ultimate truth. You can only run a multi-million-dollar lifestyle on borrowed privilege for so long before the bills finally catch up to you. We want to hear from you. Do you think it is right for non-working members of the family to continue enjoying these massive financial perks, or is it officially time for them to pay their own way? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the true cost of an elite lifestyle, do us a quick favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next uncovering of the stories the world isn't supposed to see. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.